We want to be able to focus the resources that are available on the people who pose the greatest risk to the people in our communities.
There's a lot of reasons why this makes a lot of sense. First of all, financial. You can't paint all sex offenders or all 290 registrants with the same broad brush. This constitutes everything from people who are arrested for urinating on a public highway to indecent exposure.
All right, we've got a real problem. But is it a problem, or is it something that should be happening? We've got tons and tons and tons of registered sex offenders, okay? Take a look at this map of the United States, and you can see hundreds of thousands of them all over the country. And if you look in California, I think they're number 2 in the nation. I think it's Texas number 1, and then California, and then you've got Florida, of course, is in there as well. Now, according to this, in 2013, it's about 75,000. I think the number's actually closer to 100,000 these days. So California's got a problem. Can't keep track of all of them, right? Don't have the resources to do it. So what they want to do, apparently, is trim some of the people off and maybe give priority to certain ones and then let some, you know, take them off the list. Is this a good idea? What exactly is happening in California? Let me bring in my guest. Nancy O'Malley is the chairwoman for the California Sex Offender Management Board. Nancy, thanks so much for joining us. Take me past the headline, okay? The headline will read, California wants to take people off the sex offender registry list. Tell me, beyond the headline, why this needs to be done from your perspective and is a good idea.
Well, thank you for having me on the show, first of all.
Sure.
The Sex Offender Management Board, we have committed to really making recommendations, policy recommendations that are evidence-based. So the first point is that not all sex offenders pose the same risk, that they're not all the same.
Right. So, Nancy, before you go one step further, so in California, there is no level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. It's just one big pool?
Well, there are different crimes that people are convicted of, but ultimately, if you're convicted of a particular crime that involves a sex offense, that everybody ends up in the same pool, registering for life. And in California, individuals are required to register within 5 days of their birthday every year. And if they don't have a permanent residence, then they're required to register more often, which is every 30 days. And so what we've been looking at is all of the data about public safety, about recidivism, about where we can put our resources, which are diminishing like everyone else's, but appropriately so, put our resources and our attention on those who pose the greatest risk of danger or harm to our community. And so what we're looking at now is tiering the registration requirements. For somebody who's convicted of a misdemeanor, a low-level sex-motivated crime, that person would have to register for at least 10 years as opposed to registering for life. And that particular individual, before he or she would get off the registry, they would have to just petition to the court to do so. We're building that into this process because we want to make sure that if someone is convicted of a low-level sex crime and never registers, they should not benefit from the 10-year rule. Or if somebody has reoffended, we don't want them benefiting. We want those people to be under our watchful eye. But if somebody has done everything they're supposed to do, they go to treatment, which is mandated in California now, they haven't reoffended, and they were convicted of a lower-level offense, then that person can be removed from the registry, and our focus, law enforcement focus, can be shifted over to the rapists and the people who are committing serious sex crimes against children.
Okay, so, and if you can answer this quickly, are you looking to take people off the list that are currently on it, people that have registered under the old rules, to have them removed from the registry?
Well, there's no official proposal yet, so we've been looking at a lot of different aspects of what we eventually will pull together as a proposal.
All right, Nancy O'Malley, we appreciate your time today, Chairwoman of the California Sex Offender Management Board in California. We've got a lot more to talk